Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back, man. How y'all doing? This is Blues House. I'm your host, Bluminati, and I got the homie with me as always. Kobe, what's good, man?
What's good, y'all?
Well, your voice a little hoarse. You all right?
Yeah, man, it's been a long day.
been working, huh?
Yeah. It's been a crazy long day.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. I want to apologize to the people yesterday, man. I had a bad tooth. Actually, I had to
Right.
go and get a root canal today, man.
Oh,
Yeah, it was. That's how bad it was, man. I couldn't.
that's crazy.
So yeah, man, just bad toothache and went and they was like, yeah, you need a root canal. So I went ahead, got that done. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But I'm back, man. I'm good. I was a little numb earlier. I couldn't really move my mouth and everything. Tried to take a little rest, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
we good to go, man. We are back. We are back. It's Friday, man, and
Right.
it's been like a lot of rumors. You know what I'm saying? Not
hmm
too much. I wouldn't call it substantiated news, but like a lot of rumors going around. Whether it's with the MCU or things coming out of Warner Brothers and DC, and
Right.
that's some of the things we're going to talk about today. But before I do, hit that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And like I always say, if you want to donate, you can go hit my cash app. That's $Bluminati. Or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse. Now that we got that out the way, man, let's get right into it. Get right into it, man. The rumors. Um, bring this up real quick.
Okay.
Where do you want to start at? Do you want to start on the MCU side? Do you want to start on the DC side? What matter of fact, what have you heard? You heard any rumors?
Oh, I heard something today. Let me see if I can find it. Oops. Yeah, let me see if I can find
Mm-hmm. What was it? Was it MCU, DC? What was it?
MCU.
Some MCU stuff?
Right.
Okay. XR, what it do, guy? What it do? What it do? XR always come through in the building, man. But
Hmm.
while you looking for that, I'll start on the kind of want to start on what I sent you earlier, man, on with WB and DC, man. I want to talk about uh
hmm
this that article I sent you. All right, now the article that I sent you was it was called, like I said, I'm gonna do this while you're looking up what you're looking up. It's called
Okay.
WB reportedly unhappy with the Batman may delay it again. And I'm gonna read this real quick. Not that long of an article. It says the dilemma of dealing with fans who are heavily invested in the iconic comic book character is one that many a Hollywood talent has had to face. It doesn't come as much of a surprise then that the Batman star Robert Pattinson, who's been tasked with bringing the titular character to life in Matt Reeves' origin film, is seeing a lot of backlash coming his way these days. That being said, the decision to have the Twilight actor tackle a role such as the one was always going to be controversial. Sure, he's a tremendously talented individual, and since playing edgy vampire Edward Cullen, I'm gonna turn you down a little bit, okay?
Okay.
That being said, the decision to have the Twilight actor tackle a role such as this one all was always going to be controversial. Sure, he's a tremendously talented individual, and since playing edgy vampire Edward Cullen has offered up some terrific turns in a host of indie films, but for many, he just isn't Batman. Of course, not helping matters is the rumor mill throwing out stories of behind-the-scenes troubles, with several reports highlighting clashes between Pattinson and Reeves. The latest troubling tale comes from reputable Reddit leaker Spidey Forever 245, who previously brought us accurate intel like Julia Louis-Dreyfus showing up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier before it happened. According to the insider, the Batman is said to be amazing, but Warner Brothers doesn't see it that way and are unhappy with the finished product. It's unclear what they don't like about it, but the Redditor says that they're now thinking of delaying it yet again. Obviously, I can't even talk. Obviously, we should take this with a grain of salt, given that it comes from Reddit, even if the user does have a proven track record. But it's not the first time we've heard about a studio not being pleased with what Reeves has put together. And as mentioned above, tales of behind the scene clashes between the various creative parties have been circulating for some time now. Still, there's no reason to worry just yet, as the first trailer shown last summer did indeed look promising. And with any luck, we'll get another glimpse of the Batman sooner rather than later. He bring you back. So how do you feel about that?
Um, I feel like he made a movie that he was his vision. They just don't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
They want the complete control, and they're not getting that from him.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, can't please the studio. Your movie doesn't get made, or it doesn't come out, gets shelved. But I don't know if they'll shelve a Batman movie though.
Yeah, I don't think they'll shelve it.
Especially if it's done.
Right. This news sounds like WB though. I just
Yeah, it sure does.
I just hate to say it. It sounds like WB meddling with the director. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like the article said, the trailer seemed pretty good, and I heard that was taken from the first couple of, I don't know, because they had just started filming, from what I understand, when they put that trailer together.
Right.
So if it's anything like this trailer, I say just give. And remember what we said on Wednesday. WB just needs to just go ahead and put these movies out and either get on with the get on or scrap
or let it go. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't push this back unless you know you have this amazing movie, and the only reason why you're pushing it back is to get everything in line. Now, if they're trying to just get everything in line so they can have all their ducks in a row and have a direction, then I'm kind of
that's a good idea.
Right. That would be a good idea. But in order to do that, you need to let somebody know.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it seem like you're unhappy with the movie. Say like, okay, we're trying to get this connective tissue going. This is what we're going to do. We don't want to put Batman out yet because of the direction that we're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Come out and say something like that, man. But
right. Let the press know so they can tell the people, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the comments real quick. XR says, I think those rumors about the Batman are bullshit. If WB doesn't like it, it means it's good because it won't have wokeness on it.
This is probably true, though.
Yeah. And he says, WB is trying to Disneyfy DC.
I think that's pretty funny.
I don't know what WB is trying to do, man. And I think that's the issue. Nobody knows.
Right. They don't have a clear direction.
No, nobody.
They don't even know.
Yeah, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just crazy. But I'm ready to see this Batman, Matt Reeves, Pattinson, Batman, just because I want to see what the direction. What are you trying to give us? I want to
see how they want to take it, right?
Yeah. What are you giving us? The suit looks kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Looks more techish, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Seems like it's more techish, more armorified, also.
Right.
So I want to see which I don't like the cowl, the actual mask. I think that's
it's like rounded around his head. And it's really got really short points.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it either. Not as the conventional Batman cowl.
Mm-hmm. It's not like that. XR says WB's trying to sabotage this movie because it's badass. SJW hate badass. XR gonna be on one. It's Friday. XR is on one tonight, man. He might have a little cocktail with him or something like that.
Right.
He gonna be on one tonight, man.
No doubt. I see it. Yeah, man. So, like I said, and another thing that I saw in the news today pertaining to Batman is they released a clip of the suit for the Flash movie, Michael Keaton's Batman. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't seem like that movie's losing any traction.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're moving 100% forward with that one, right?
Well, like I said, if they can piece it, if I don't have an issue with them continuing the stuff that they're doing, as long as they figure out the right way to connect these movies. Like, Robert, from what I understand, the Batman is supposed to be in Earth 2, but like you said on Wednesday, he's supposed to have his own Superman.
Right.
But then you want to do a Superman movie with a black Superman based on where you're turning Clark Kent black. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is I don't know, man.
So are they doing a black Clark Kent, or are they doing Calvin Hayes?
Calvin Ellis.
Oh, Calvin Ellis, that's what it is. Calvin Ellis, yeah.
That's the thing. Who knows? Nobody, as of right now,
I guess that's true. Nobody knows anything.
Nobody
Wow.
knows. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Nobody
pretty
knows.
scary.
It
That
is.
they don't have a direction for
But
these films.
right, but you're letting these rumors circulate, you know what I'm saying?
And not a
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you should
right.
be the thing about Marvel is I think the rumors that we get, Marvel lets us get those rumors.
It's because they put them out. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're true or not, I think Marvel dictates what rumors are circled around or how much information gets released, stuff like that. I think there's nobody driving that WB car.
Right. Nobody building any buzz about them.
Nothing. Persayog 91. What's up, man?
What's good?
He wants to know if we could talk about Miles Morales. Is there some rumors about Miles Morales out? You heard anything about Miles Morales?
I mean, it makes all the sense in the world for them to tie them into this flick, but I just feel like it's too much. How can you keep the narrative with adding another character like that? You can't keep the narrative.
It's a lot. I don't. You know what? This is what I will say. Per se, look for things to happen in the what if. And I'm not saying that Miles Morales will show up in the what if, but if you're looking, if Miles Morales would show up, or there would be some type of version of that character, or maybe just a whole nother different Spider-Man whatsoever, like a Ben Reilly, a Kane Parker, you know what I'm saying, Spider-Man 2099, stuff like that. Look for them to show up in the what if series, because that, I think we're gonna see. I don't think it's just gonna be like an anthology. I don't think what if is gonna be an anthology. I think it's gonna be made up of like I think it's gonna be like a team, and they're gonna be going throughout the different multiverses doing things. That's what to me, it makes more sense to do it that way, because now I do this. If I do what if like that, I can come back with another what if next season.
I think that's what their plan is, because I'm pretty sure it's already greenlit for another season.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's the plan going forward anyway with what if.
Yeah, give me
some content.
Give me a team. Yeah, give me a team of people that have nothing to do with Marvel proper. You know what I'm saying? Can peek in and peek out, stuff like that. Just something to have, because I think what if is just about having fun. You know what I'm saying?
I think it is too.
Yeah, we're just gonna have fun with these.
It's for the fans to speculate and whatnot.
Yep.
Their favorite stories with a little twist. Yep.
XR says, did you see Shazam's new suit? It looks badass.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It looks like they're trying to tie it into like the Black Adam. Yeah. I saw it. They got Zachary Levi looking like really pumped, built.
Well, he has, he's gotten big, but he's not going to get too, you know what I'm saying? But he has gotten, he's feeling, I put it to you like this, he feels the suit out more than he did in the first Shazam movie. But Shazam just doesn't hold a candle. I'm just not excited about Shazam or Shazam 2, man. Are you?
You saw the first one, right?
Right, yeah. I enjoyed it, but it was
a good popcorn flick.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed it, but it's nothing that I'm rushing to the theaters or waiting with bated breath. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad it didn't tie into the overall canon. It was like a one-off.
Yeah.
It's its own little, centralized story. I did enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think that made it better.
Right. But as far as the direction they go with the second one, I mean, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about, what they could do to make the I guess the series better.
Yeah, who's supposed to be the bad guy?
I'm not sure. They haven't said. Yeah, they haven't said.
Well, we'll see. Let's see what else we got. We might try to get in some of these chats while I go on to the next rumor.
Okay.
Caleb, what's up, Caleb? Caleb says, I'm pretty sure an executive used the words Earth 2 when describing Matt Reeves' Batverse with the Batman and GCP. Oh, I forgot about GCPD. Yep. So that tracks if we're getting a black Superman.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. He also says, is it just me or does Zachary Levi's makeup team need to up their game? Because Zach looks way older than he
Yes,
was
he does.
when the first Shazam came out, even though it's only been like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
Because what was he in? He was in that show where he played this. Well, he wasn't the spy, but he was. What was the name of that show? I cannot think of the name of that show, but I think isn't he older? Isn't he kind of like on the same age as Ant-Man?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, because Paul Rudd is older. He still looks young, but Paul Rudd is up in age. That's a lot of people don't understand that. Paul Rudd
he's in his 50s.
Yeah, I think Zachary Levi might be up in age a little bit too. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure either.
I think time might just be catching up with him. But they probably touch him up post. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They'll touch him up post. I want to go back
Make
to this
shine.
GCPD and the Batman.
You know that I had forgotten all about that show.
Right, me too. I had forgot about that, man.
It's going to be on HBO Max or whatever they call it. Yeah.
Right. It's supposed to be now. Okay, so you have the Batman GCPD, and if this is Earth 2, cool. But why not stay on Earth 2? Why not just give us Earth 2 DC business? Because in all actuality, the MCU is the ultimate universe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I guess you can call it Earth 2 of Marvel continuity. Why DC can't just do the same thing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they did the Crisis of Infinite Earths. They did it on TV.
Right.
I feel like that was maybe their plan for film.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of didn't make it that far. But I feel like that would be a good idea. I feel like that'd be good to build towards.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess this is the Flash movie is supposed to be like the Flashpoint. Yeah, Flashpoint Paradox storyline. Okay. So kind of almost the same type of event. Yeah, we're changing the future going forward.
Right.
With a lot of different things. So I mean, I could see where their ideas are, you know what I'm saying, where their thought process was, but I just don't know, man. Like,
you know what? I guess the best thing if the Batman is coming to me, if I'm DC, I'm putting everything into the Flash, let that come out to either course correct or to set up direction.
Right.
I'm not doing the Batman first. I get it. Like, I know Batman is is the money maker, but the fans want something that's connective. You know what I'm saying? If the Flash is resetting everything or setting up the future of DC films,
then
I'm pushing that film first. That's my go-to film. I'm just lost on that, man. Just lost on that.
Yeah, I don't know what direction they're going to go in, but I hope they figure it out and do something, and at least do something halfway decent.
Caleb says, I'm pretty sure the villain for Fury of Gods is Cersei, which is weird because she's usually a Wonder Woman villain. Yeah, I did hear that. But I don't know who was playing Cersei. If you know who's playing Cersei, let me know, because I don't know who's playing Cersei. But
I'm not sure.
That is weird. I guess because Wonder Woman is you know what I'm saying, she's magic. She deals with the gods. Shazam is magic, and he also deals with the gods. So I guess that fits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I guess that jives. XR says they already started filming She-Hulk. I think Disney writers are going to ruin her in the classic comics. She's tall, sexy, she flirts, fuck around. Disney is going to remove all that. I don't know, man, because, and I'm glad you brought that up. We can go into that.
Yeah.
Saw that article. Where did I have that at? I did. Well, I mean, I don't have to go into the article because it was the the pictures of Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
And I don't know what who the girl was, what character she was playing. Some people said that she was playing Titana, which would kind of make sense, I guess. You know what I'm saying? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you see the
I
pictures?
didn't. I didn't see the picture.
Oh, you didn't
So
see it? Okay. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I didn't see the
Let me
picture,
bring
so
that
I'm
up.
not sure. Okay.
My bad. Let me bring that up for you. My bad. Let me see where I see it at. Oh, here we go. My guy said I ain't see it.
Yeah. No, I missed that one today.
Oh,
I haven't been on my phone all that much. It's been a crazy, like I said, it's been a crazy day.
Yeah.
I just knew I scrolled the one I sent you. I scrolled past it, and I was like, oh well, I like that. So,
All right, let me share this for you.
All right.
All right, so she looks familiar. I don't know who that is, but as you see, Mark Ruffalo's got the mocap stuff on, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
everything like that. But these are just the first pictures. There she is
Okay.
right there.
I'm not sure who that
Yeah, I
character
don't know
could be. Yeah.
who that could be, but I think it could be oh, my bad. Picked the wrong thing. I think it could be Titana.
Okay.
And they're calling it Clover. I guess
That's the working title.
Yeah, the working title. I wonder what that means though. Lucky Green, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Something like that.
Working title always makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense some kind of way. That's behind the scenes stuff like that. But yeah, XR. I don't know if they're gonna ruin. I just gotta wait, man. I'm gonna tell you this, and we always gonna say it. We just gotta wait and see, man. I gotta reserve. I know the whole thing of our show was to sit here, speculate, talk room, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I can't sit here and say, because they haven't done any, in my eyes. This is just me solo. They haven't done bad. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they've changed some things. Yeah, it's some
missteps.
Right, some missteps, and they do throw some stuff in to try to, I guess if you want to say, some people might say cater to, but it's like Kobe says, man, who buys the tickets? You know what I'm saying? Who actually buys the tickets? So I'm gonna have to wait and see, man. Hopefully it's She-Hulk. Hopefully we get She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. All I can say. Since they're going to make She-Hulk into a man-hating feminist lesbian with huge muscles, she probably won't even get her blood transfusion from Bruce Banner.
I mean, I don't see that happening anyway because he's already Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening unless it's, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. This is taking place after Endgame, so I don't see it happening that way.
We don't necessarily. Now, the thing could be the way he became Professor Hulk was, you know what I'm saying, maybe he was testing with her, or maybe she came into contact some kind of way during him doing the whole Professor Hulk thing, and that's how she got, you know what I'm saying, became She-Hulk. And it could be a blood transfusion. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Maybe that's, maybe they're sneaking in some kind of way. I hope it is still a blood transfusion, because that's the only thing to me that really makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, to do it that way.
Right.
So Caleb says, I doubt that the actress playing She-Hulk wouldn't really go for that. She's a registered member of the UK Conservative Party. Well, there you have it.
Right. That was news to me. I had no idea about that. Right.
I didn't know. Did not know. So there you have it, man. If she's 100% conservative and she ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I like her. What's her name? Teflani? Is Maslany? Yeah. Tatiana Maslany.
Yep.
Dope actor, man.
Yeah.
Especially, I think she's the perfect fit, because when she did Orphan Black, playing all those characters like that, you know what I'm saying? Like have you seen Orphan Black?
I think I've seen a couple episodes, but I haven't watched it. Like watched it. Yeah.
Orphan Black is the shit. I hate, I'm not gonna say I hate that it was on BBC, but if it had just a little bit more budget to it, you know what I'm saying, put a little bit more polish on it, I think it really would have got the awards and the looks that it deserves. You know what I'm saying?
Because
it's that type. She deserves all the accolades that she got. She deserves them. You know what I'm saying? Because she played like 6 different clones. So imagine you
Oh
have to play
wow.
yourself with different,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Trust me,
you know what I'm saying,
I
personalities and
understand.
stuff like that.
Trust
She
me.
killed it. She
Right.
killed it. Everyone was a different personality, literally.
Anybody that plays multiple characters
Yeah,
in a production has talent
yeah. That was dope.
because you got to
So
be able to differentiate between the characters.
yeah,
So
yeah. He says Helen Mirren is playing Cersei, so that should be dope. The Dame Helen
okay,
Mirren, that should be dope. That's not the She-Hulk actress. The She-Hulk, yeah, no, we know that's not the She-Hulk. I'm saying that actress who I showed right here is we think that character is well, I think that character is Titana. Could be Titana or it could be somebody else. Because if I remember correctly, Titana comes to Earth looking for a partner. You know what I'm saying?
okay, right,
And she chooses the Hulk as a partner. You know what I'm saying? To
right.
procreate with. So I wonder if that's who
I
she's
guess
playing.
that would make sense.
Yeah. So and I mean, look at her build. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who this
Right,
actress is, but she's got the build, and if they do, size her up or use CGI to size her up or whatever, I think that'd be dope.
right.
Yeah. And so I says I don't even like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. We know, man. We know.
But I've been there.
we know. That's the Banner stick. He's not an ultra masculine dude. He's kind of wimpy. That's the contrast with the Hulk. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. That makes you just
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah. That's
That's
the
why he
contrast with
turns
the Hulk.
into the monster, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's real deal. How much you want to bet that She-Hulk is going to look like Bruce Banner Hulk? I don't think so.
Nope.
Because
I think I see more. I see more like prosthetics, and I see more practical effects
yeah,
because she doesn't have to look big, huge, and enraged.
right. She
She Hulk
remember.
has more like a lean,
Mm-hmm.
muscular type, so more like a female bodybuilder type.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? I see more like a practical look.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. If she's staying She-Hulk like Jennifer Walter normally does during her legal practice and stuff like that, like you said, practical look. She won't be the roided out Hulk that she is in the comics right now, because this is supposed to be like a legal drama or legal dramedy, right?
Right.
So I don't
I
see
feel
her
like the She-Hulk thing is going to be like an accentuation of her
of her
personality.
personality, right, right, or just showing how much
Imit-
control.
right. How much control she has and
Mhm.
intimidation factor. Right.
Intimidation, right? Yep.
Right.
That's how I
That's where
look
I
at it.
see. That's the angle I see them using
Yep.
with She-Hulk as the character. You know what I'm saying? For what
So
they've said they want to do with the show.
yeah, I don't think this will be. Matter of fact, this might be the furthest away from a superhero show
Yep.
that
Then we have gotten.
we've gotten. Yep. That's exactly how I'm looking at it. I don't think this will be a superhero flick whatsoever or a television show whatsoever. So, yeah. He says Bruce Banner is serious in the comic. He ain't no goofy, silly comedian. It depends on what Bruce Banner you get. Sometimes you get the Bruce Banner that doesn't want to be, you know what I'm saying, messed with. Sometimes you get the Bruce Banner that gets. I put it to you like this: the Bruce Banner that's comfortable being Bruce Banner, he is a comedian. Matter of fact, when he didn't want to turn into Hulk no more, when Scar was running around, his son Scar was running around. He was a big jokester. You know what I'm saying? He was joking, he was laughing, he was having fun. So it just
Right.
depends on what the thing about Bruce Banner is. Just like we get different Hulks, there's different Bruce Banners. I think he really actually suffers from multiple, you know what I'm saying, schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Yeah.
And they don't really touch on it enough. But I think the writers, Marvel writers, know that Bruce Banner, you know what I'm saying, is a
That's
schizophrenic.
his. Right.
He is, and that's why.
That's the highlight to his
Yep.
character.
To his character, him, and I'm talking
Mhm.
him as a human being. Him as Bruce
Right.
Banner is a schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because if
And
you take all your Marvel characters, they're all based on flawed people.
yep,
They're
yep.
all based on flawed people, or what society sees as
Sees
flawed.
as flawed. Yep. And I think
Hmm.
he might not be hardcore schizophrenic, but he is schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think he is schizo. But let me see what else. What other rumors we got? Loki. Or you know what? Let's talk some. let's talk some Black Widow.
Yep.
Now I've been hearing that Scarlett Johansson might be in some future MCU movies. I didn't.
Already. Yeah.
What do you? How do you feel about that?
It just makes more sense to what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It just makes more sense or I heard another theory today that kind of tripped me out, or not today, but it was a couple of days ago. And I just I thought about it, and it didn't make sense at first, but then I was like, okay, well, it kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
The snap, the Hulk snap that brought everybody back. He said he tried to bring her back, but he couldn't feel her, right?
Right.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he couldn't feel her because she was off world. Everybody he brought back was, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, on Vormir. Or the fact that he couldn't feel bring her back because she was already there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of different ways for them to keep her character going forward, but I just feel like that's the way they're going to do it.
Right.
It's some kind of twist that way. And like I said, I don't feel like there's no reason for them to throw away Black Widow character if they could have two.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too. They could have two Black Widow characters and not even have to sacrifice anything.
Yeah.
They could have one for the Young Avengers, and they could have one for the main MCU, whatever the team is, or just operates on their own.
Right. I think she's good for the MCU. And it just never made sense for her to be sacrificed
right
in the first place.
That's the thing. Like, if at this point, if Hawkeye had already been training Kate Bishop, or had already trained her, why did he need to live to go forward?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but I do hope. I like Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
And I actually like the Black Widow character when she was first introduced in Iron Man 2.
Right.
I thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought she was dope. I would like for them. I don't like that she's human, if you understand. I think she needs some kind of a kick super soldier or nanites or something, because the shit that she does, even Hawkeye, you know what I'm saying? But the shit that she does, nah, man, that's just, to
not
me,
a normal human.
Yeah, she's doing above, you know, she's doing Captain America shit.
Right.
Minus the strength. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that's the only thing.
That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this Black Widow movie add a little something to that to show that she is a little bit more than human. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to explain the Red Room and things like that. Like, they've got a whole. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the leaks that we got, I don't feel like they were as detailed or anything. Right. I feel like we really just don't know anything about this movie.
Yeah. Or if they don't want to do like any kind of serum, maybe like that Red Room, it unlocks your brain. You know what I'm saying? Unlocks your mind. That brainwashing, and it unlocks and it makes you go peak. You know what I'm saying? Perform at your peak level all the time. I think that'll, you know what I'm saying? That'll be dope.
I mean, should they? Okay, go ahead. That's what he said.
XR says, I love my classic Hulk story when he was a tragedy character, not a comedian cracking jokes with Thor and Tony Stark. I mean, you know.
Yeah. My man talking about old school, 1970s. David Banner.
He says, why does Hulk have to be tragic? You can only do that for so long before it gets boring. I remember watching reruns of the Hulk show, and I stopped watching like 2 seasons in because it was so overdone. Yeah.
The episode ended the same way every time.
Yeah, man.
With that sad ass music. Yeah.
He got to pack his bags and hit the road again, man.
It happened so much that they made fun of it on Family Guy.
Yeah,
so
they did.
That they, you know what I'm saying, they beat that dead horse.
Yeah, man. It was a good show though. It was
I loved it.
Matter of fact, Caleb, now that you bring that up, man, it was the first MCU because it brought out Thor and was it Thor, Hulk, and I think it was Daredevil, right?
I'm not sure.
I gotta bring that up, man. If I
Yeah, you
remember
gotta find it. Yeah.
Let me see.
Going back, man, really, I don't understand. I don't think I've seen any bad iterations of any Hulk media.
Mhm.
I feel like any media that I've ever seen, live action or cartoon, that's had the Hulk as a character, it's been good.
Yeah, it says it was a TV movie called the Incredible Hulk Returns, and it had Thor in it, who had been banished from Valhalla.
Nice.
And this, oh man, let me see it. Let me show you this picture, man.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good neither. I said it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good neither.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's check it out.
Shirley girl.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Man.
Yep. That's crazy, but yeah, that's and I wonder what design that's based, because that is not like a Marvel design. That's like an actual Thor from the.
That's like the Norse god Thor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's crazy, but yeah, I remember, I think Daredevil showed up in one of them too, man. Can't remember, but yeah, that's crazy. That's
so
crazy.
Long since I've seen
Caleb,
the show.
you going down memory lane, my guy. How old are you,
Right.
Caleb? You showing your age. You showing your age, man. Showing your age. XR says Disney always waters down, nerf, and ruin Marvel characters. Thor, Hulk, Black Widow are not like the comics. They're not supposed to be like the comics.
Not supposed to be. This is the cinematic universe, not the comic universe.
They're not supposed to be like the comics at all.
That's the misconception. They're not doing things like the comics. They might pull from some of the stories, but they don't care about the comic books.
Right. At
all that is a basis.
That's it.
They can make these characters do whatever they want them to do.
Matter of fact, if it was up to them, they would more so shy away from the comics as possible, because that's extra money they have to pay.
They have to shell out,
or
right?
You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So nah. He says, yeah, Thor, Daredevil, and Hulk. Plus, there was supposed to be a crossover with the old live action Spider-Man show. See, yeah, that was the first MCU, man.
Right, sure was.
First MCU. He says, I'm only 23. I grew up watching reruns of this shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you for sticking to it and watching it, because I'm not gonna say it's a hard watch, but
it's definitely dated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard. It would be hard to sit through it now.
Yeah, it's very dated. Very dated and aggravating. It's like you said, the same episode over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? He hits the road, meets a friend, find out that friend is in trouble. He doesn't want to intervene, because if he does, he gets mad, turn into the Hulk. But he finds out he has to intervene anyway. The Hulk plays a big part. They find, you know what I'm saying?
Gets his little screen time, and that's a wrap. Yeah.
The monster on the loose. He turns back into David Banner, and I gotta hit the road again, because they're looking for, because the police show up looking for the monster again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's looking for his peace, and he'll never find peace, and it's just over and over.
Never find peace, right?
He says, I love the old school. He was at least masculine and a true monster, unlike Buffalo, Shrek, cracking jokes for kids. He was, but okay, so wasn't he a monster in Avengers? Was he not a monster in Avengers? The first movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was he, matter of fact, was he not a monster in Age of Ultron?
And that they tried to make it the romance between him and Black Widow,
But he was a monster, you know what I'm saying?
Right, he was still a monster, but she was the only one that could calm him down, and that's the thing. And then he still had the biggest outbreak, you know what I'm saying, or tantrum in all the movies in Age of Ultron. So
now don't if you don't like Ruffalo, I get it. Like, he wouldn't be my first choice either.
Right.
But I mean, I like Edward Norton's iteration of the character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Ruffalo as Bruce Banner isn't bad. You know what I'm saying? And Ruffalo as the Hulk isn't bad neither, because it's all CGI. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
if they could, I guarantee you like this. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno, huge guy, you know what I'm saying? But if they had CGI back then, they'd just use his
Friggin'
voice
face and
and his
his
face.
likeness, yeah.
And
They
right, you
would
know what I'm
build a
saying?
computer generated body for
And
him,
that's
right?
exactly what they would do. So I ain't mad at
Because
Ruffalo, man.
I'll tell you like this, you don't want a character like that to be a real person. You want it to be CGI because
Right. So I
the
can
Hulk is a monster,
mhm.
throws people around. How you gonna make it look like a regular guy? You know what I'm saying? Even if, you know what I'm saying, you had a 7 foot tall, 350 pound guy. He
Right.
started throwing nobody like the Hulk's throwing people. Yeah. That ain't gonna
Exactly.
happen.
No,
Right.
this just ain't gonna
It
happen,
doesn't
man.
look
Ain't gonna
right.
happen.
It doesn't translate well to the screen.
Yep. I'm gonna jump back into some DC, man. Did I ever ask you about the Snyder Cut? Did you like that? The Snyder Cut? Did you watch that? Did you like it?
To me,
Mm.
honestly, it was to honestly look like an uncut version of the movie. An
Okay.
cut version of the movie. That's the way I felt about it. You
Uh,
know, they took all the deleted scenes that Zack Snyder had filmed, put them in where they
right.
fit, you know what I'm saying? And then just like I said, too many of the scenes were just made too long.
Mm.
Like it just seemed like the movie dragged and dragged and
Yeah.
dragged and dragged on. You know, maybe like 30 minutes of dialogue and scene building, and then a little action.
Yeah.
And
I
that
think
just didn't like that, right?
I think everybody
The
agreed. You know what I'm
pacing
saying?
was just so off. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have got rid of 30 to 45 minutes of that movie.
No, Diane wouldn't have missed it
And
either.
it would, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I think it justified what the fans wanted. You know what I'm saying? When it came to the original version versus this version.
I
Um,
guess, but in my thought process, I mean, what really changed besides some dialogue?
I think the story, and I'm gonna say the story changed because how you viewed it changed. Because if you go back and watch the original Justice League, it's not the same to me. It's not the same story because
I guess they did give Steppenwolf more of a backstory and
that
give him more personality. The
yeah,
whole dark side thing.
and to me the direction of the film. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Uh,
that's
like I said, man, it seems like I said, it's a recut cut of a film. That's the
well,
way.
no,
That's my
well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But because okay, think of it if you would have got that originally.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's
Because
hard to
we're
say because I didn't see it in film. I saw it after it came out because the reviews ruined that movie for me.
the first movie.
Everybody else, the
Yeah.
original, yes. Everybody else ruined that movie for me. I didn't even get a chance to see it before I heard everybody else's take on it. So,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying, with that kind of being secondary to me because more of a Marvel fan, okay, I can see it on DVD, and that's exactly what I did.
right. Okay.
So, I mean, like I said, I wasn't passionate about it enough for it to have made that much of a difference.
Okay. Okay.
You feel me?
Well,
You're
yeah.
right.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because it's just another thing about WB. You know what I'm saying? Saying
Right.
WB is keeping the performance. That's the Snyder Cut performance. They're keeping it away from Zack Snyder. So we,
They
for
want to take the credit for it.
well, I mean, how can it? Yes and no. I kind of agree with that, but then at the same time, it's like if you're going to take the credit because certain outlets are coming out and saying, man, this movie is doing real good. You know what I'm saying? You got people asking for the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the fans want to be justified, which I think they are justified, but they want to be justified through something tangible like the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Not just word of mouth, but actual data. And
Right.
if Zack, you know what I'm saying, Zack Snyder can't even see the numbers, you know what I'm saying, the books or whatever. To me, why is WB why do they hate this so much? I guess
I don't
it's
think. I think, like I said, it's because it's not. If people don't care about the fact that it's WB, they want to see not Warner, not WB's Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League. They want to see the Snyder cut. This
right.
is his version of the film, not the studio's version. Because everybody that has anything to do, any kind of opinion on film, thinks that WB, the way they're handling their directors and all that, is trash.
Right.
But like I said, I feel like it's because they want to take the credit for these movies, but not give credit to these directors. You know what I'm saying? They want everybody to feel like this is ours. So why not hire a director like Joss Whedon? Did Joss Whedon plaster his name all over the Avengers? No, but you knew it was his.
Right.
You also knew that Kevin Feige had a big influence in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that. If we look at DC and Warner Brothers, they want that reputation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why not follow their business model in every way that we can, other than following them directly and getting sued for it?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think that, but I don't think they will get. I don't even think Marvel looks at DC.
No, not like I agree, but from a business aspect, they have to protect themselves. But
true.
Like I said, man, I feel like they copy the MCU every aspect, and it just fails.
Mm-hmm.
It's because their execution is wrong.
Right.
It's wrong. Like, you can't have this whole that universe you're trying to tie together without having somebody in charge to make sure it all works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they haven't figured out.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have with the new guy. What was his name? David.
Zaslav.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the discovery. Because somebody said that they want to, that maybe keeping Walter Hamada in charge and having him be the Kevin Feige guy, and just
I feel like that's yeah, but that's the thing.
I don't like that neither. But you know what I'm saying. He ran New Line real good. You know what I'm saying. He is responsible for all the Conjuring films and stuff like that. He's responsible for all of that. But I don't know.
Right, and that's the thing. I mean, like I said, but yeah, you can look at all his accolades and everything, but look at how, like I said, like even take into consideration the stuff with Ray Fisher,
right?
With what happened between him and Ray Fisher,
mm-hmm.
That tells me that you're in charge of all this, but you can't even control your talent,
right?
You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to put something as big as the DCEU in your hands? You can't even control the actors and keep them on track.
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't have these problems. It's because of their leadership. Like I said, it's because they don't take from anybody else. They don't take, okay, your opinion's good, yeah, right, but this is the way we're going to do it.
Right.
No matter what you say. And that's the thing. That's why they're successful.
Mm-hmm.
Their business model works. We know that.
Right.
DC's trying to figure that out. They can't. They can't put it together because the model is wrong. Yeah, They're not following that part of the business model. So
I agree with you 100%.
In my opinion, I just think that, like I said, that's where their problems are. The leadership is where their issues is.
They got to get right.
Man. Yep.
They have to get right. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. Let's see. Let me hit these comments.
Okay.
XR still mad about Mark Ruffalo. Mm-hmm. He says, throwing the MCU doesn't have a super speed. He is too nerfed and watered down. At least Zack Snyder Superman is powerful like in the comics. When he punched you could see the waves, the speed, the impact. He says the MCU forgot all about the hero's abilities.
Yeah, because they're characters first, superheroes second.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's how these movies have evolved. That's how they have the staying power that they have. Right. Because if a movie was just, Thor shooting lightning bolts at everybody, You know what I'm saying? And not having any inner turmoil. Well, what's the point?
Right. And
You
that's
know
what I
what
was
the
gonna
point?
say.
You know what the point of like XR when you look at stage and film, you want to know what the point of it is? It's to overcome a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plot of the story. You have
Right.
the action, you have the who, what, when, where, why. That's why you have a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every story has to have or some kind of resolution. I mean, I guess most stories don't, but I mean, you got to have some kind of a conflict in the story, and the conflict can't be just superheroes fighting superheroes because that's boring.
Right.
If you wanted that, you would just read comic books.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have
And
to add a dramatic aspect to these movies,
it's right. It's got to be a reason why you're coming to the theater.
right? And
What's the
that's
reason
just
you're coming to the theater?
right. So the fact that with, like I said, with Superman, yeah, I get it because that's
But
what
that's
they were trying.
and that's part of his character also.
Exactly.
Like
That's
Superman is defined by his powers.
right.
Everybody knows his powers. Super speed, laser beam eyes, super strong, can fly, and cold breath. Right.
Right. But what's his
Everybody.
personality?
Right. What's his personality? But you can play with that all day, and that's the reason why Zack Snyder took the liberty to play with Clark Kent versus Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Matter of fact, to me, he was the only one to really bridge that gap or to make that leap between I'm Clark Kent, not mild mannered Clark Kent, but I'm Clark Kent. This is how I was raised out in Kansas, and I
Right.
found out I have superpowers, and now I find out that I'm the last of my kind, and this, that, and the third. I'm an alien. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. How do I deal with that? Like
Right.
you don't get to with the older Superman movies. You didn't get too much of that. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
It was just a goofy Clark being, like you said, being a superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With Thor, we know that whoever picks up Mjolnir, that's it. That's all we need to know when it comes to Thor. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What we get from the MCU when it comes to Thor is, like you said, that tragedy. Tragedy. That I can't even say it. That tragedy.
Tragedy. Yes, you got it.
I'm still numb.
You got
Man.
it.
I'm still numb.
You got it. You got it. You
But,
got it. I've got you.
You know what I'm saying? Those tragic moments, I put it to you like that. Those tragic moments, you
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? With the character development, like with each Thor movie, you saw the first Thor movie it wasn't more so Loki. Was it Loki? Nah. The first Thor movie was him trying to find out his worthiness, right?
Right.
Is he still worthy? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. He finds that out. Second movie was him and his family. That's what
Yep.
the second Thor movie was about. Then the third movie was about him coming to grips with how much of a god or how much of I'm gonna say that how much of a god he really is, with Odin dying and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Right.
Now he has to be the ultimate protector of Asgard. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He has to choose between am I gonna be here to protect Asgard, or do I want to go off and be Thor? And he finally decides that, you know what, I want to go off and be Thor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the character development that you get with Superman. Superman is not complex.
Nope.
Nothing
Very
about
simple.
Superman is complex. He's regular Joe with superpowers. He goes to work. He's got a wife. You know what I'm saying? When it's duty, he's the cop. That's all he is.
Yep.
When it's time for him to stop the bad guy, he stops the bad guy, and then he goes
Every
back.
time.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Every
it.
time.
Nothing is complex when it comes to Superman. They don't, to me, even in the comics, to me, they don't deal with that enough. They don't deal with enough of him being a god, because he doesn't look at himself like a god. To him, he's a red-blooded American who grew up in
Right.
Kansas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all he is. But to everybody else, he is a Messiah being. He's Jesus. He's Krishna. He's, you know what I'm saying? All these
whatever
deities,
you want to
whatever
call
you
it,
want to
right?
call him. That's what he is. That's what he signifies to people. And I think Zack Snyder showed that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of
Right.
fact, most scenes, they always show Superman just floating, like just looking down on humankind like a god.
Yep.
That's how Zack Snyder shot him. And
Right.
I thought that was some of, you know what I'm saying, some of the dopest
Right.
cinematography when it came to Superman that we got. So,
I
but I
agree
feel
100%.
feel you, XR, about you know, them nerfing their abilities, but it's for a reason. I could see if they just
Right.
nerfed them and it wasn't, you know, nothing behind them, because they didn't nerf Captain America. If anything, they overpowered Captain America.
Right.
They gave him too much. You know what I'm saying? Black Widow, Hawkeye, they're out here doing things where they should be considered powered. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he just is throwing these suits together. You know what I'm saying? Like you could
Right.
consider him OP. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of people who aren't nerfed. And I don't think Thor is nerfed. It's just they
By
write him
far stronger than all of them.
right. They write him so he has a personal flaw, not a flaw in his
Right.
strength or not a flaw in
Right.
his ability, but a flaw in his
A chink in his armor.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And because if you overpowered him, what, you know what I'm saying? What couldn't he stop? And you know what made
Could
it
have
so
killed
good?
Thanos.
Right. And that's what I was coming back to. The way that they wrote him made it so dope because he knew that he was supposed to be the one to kill Thanos.
Right.
He knew that. And when he did not succeed, and XR, we talked about this before, he went into that, you know, feeling bad for himself, got fat, stuff like that. Like that would, if you were that strong and you knew that you can possibly take this dude out and you couldn't do it and everybody else got wiped out, half of the world, half of the universe got wiped out, and it falls on your shoulders because you're the most powerfulest guy out here, yeah, it's gonna take a toll on you, man. You know what I'm saying?
And then the fact that the guy had no remorse afterwards. They confronted him. He had no remorse. He said, I stick by what I did, and it is what it is. What are y'all going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's a slap in the face to somebody who the Thor you liked was the proud Thor. You know what I'm saying? That steps on his pride.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
If you being proud, you know what I'm saying? If somebody was to metaphorically kick you in the balls and step on your pride, what do you think it would do to you?
Right.
As a man.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, like I said, that's them humanizing these characters. That's what the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe is trying to do, is humanize superheroes.
And even in the comics, the reason why people like Marvel comics is because they're not godlike beings.
They're real.
Unlike in DC, they're godlike beings. You know what I'm saying? Like the DC represents the pantheon of Olympus. You know what I'm saying? Every character of the main, you know what I'm saying? The Unite the Seven, that's the pantheon of Olympus. You know what I'm saying? And in the Avengers, these are just spies, maybe some overpowered super, you know what I'm saying, super beings and stuff like that. But they don't represent the pantheon of Olympus. They don't represent God-like stature. They can be taken out by the government. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. We'll get into these comments. Caleb says, like in the comics, Banner will always be the Hulk. He will never permanently evolve into Professor Hulk or be cured. I want change. For some reason, most people want status quo. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, keep evolving these characters. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love the comics and I love the lore, evolution, because we can always go back. They do it. They always reboot.
You can always regress.
You know what I'm saying? Comic books is Marvel, DC is about rebooting. You know what I'm saying? It's about, okay, let's see what direction we could take this character now. Oh, didn't work. Reboot. You know what I'm saying? And the fans don't care because you're going to get some fans that like that iteration of Thor, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, whoever. And then you're going to have some who don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what? It's content.
It's content. And that's it. That's it. XR says, bro, Thor's supposed to be a god. Why will you want to make Thor into a romantic comedy relief character? Thor is a badass. Y'all love humanized superhero. No, I love good content. And
Right.
how long can I watch a godlike being do what? Imagine a movie about Dr. Manhattan.
It would be boring. Who is the threat?
Right.
What's the conflict?
What? Imagine me watching a movie like that. Why? What? Matter of fact, One Punch Man. You know what makes One
Right.
Punch Man
Too
good?
OP.
Not One Punch Man. It's
Right.
everybody else. Everybody else makes One Punch Man good.
Right.
If it's a character who's out there just knocking people out one punch, that's boring. That's gonna get boring
That's
after the first 5
boring.
minutes.
Very quickly.
So that's why you turn Thor into a romantic comedy relief character, because now he's a little bit more relatable, because he can still be, because at the end of the day, he's still a badass. If that next page of the script says and Thor rips somebody's head off, nobody will look at each other and be like, Thor does what?
And miss a beat at all.
No, they'd be like,
been doing that.
Thor ripped somebody's head off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but now he does it and makes a joke about it. Or do it and laugh about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know why there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
If you look at your Norse mythology, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Gods were like that in Norse mythology. They were very conceited. They ruled over their subjects. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the Thor you're getting.
Right. What other mythology? Greek mythology. Same way.
Right. Same thing.
Same way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand, you know what I'm saying, where you're coming from, but it's not that we like that they're nerfed, but the content makes sense. It's all about making sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You hate it because it's not the comic books.
Right.
You hate it because they didn't give you what you're seeing in the comic books on screen. That's exactly why you hate it.
And like I said, I'll be the first one to say this. When I first saw X-Men, the first one and stuff like that, I felt the same way. This isn't my Wolverine. This isn't how, you know what I'm saying?
I thought the first X-Men movie was boring when I first watched it.
As I got a little older, you know what I'm saying, I started realizing
I started to appreciate it.
Right. You have to appreciate it because, and like I said, man, comic book movies is still brand new territory.
Right. It's only been less than 13 years.
They're still carving
that it's really been doing right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're still carving out the niche. So what, the first X-Men came out 2000, 99, 2000, something like that. So
right.
And I'm gonna say that was the pinnacle of comic book films. I know we had Spawn and I know we had Blade, but X-Men set the bar. You know what I'm saying? Then came Spider-Man. That really set the bar. You know what I'm saying? So these, like I said, the niche of comic book films is new.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you haven't even had a chance to let them do this with these characters yet.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time you've seen these characters on screen.
So let them
ever.
This is trial and error, man. And like Thor was trial and error. Hulk was really trial and error. You know what I'm saying? So they found something that worked with Thor. Might not work for you, and that's cool because they're gonna look. They just all right, cool. XR don't work for you, but the millions and millions, like The Rock says, the millions. You know what I'm saying? That like this iteration of Thor, it works.
They're gonna eat it up, and you're gonna see it because you're a fan.
Yep.
I mean, we all gripe about it, but we're all fans at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Caleb also says, whatever a character goes through a permanent drastic change, the creators have to hammer home that it's permanent, and consumers always push back. Yeah, they do
every time because nobody likes change.
Nope, nobody.
Everybody likes to have a schedule. Everybody likes to have, you know what I'm saying, things to flow certain ways.
Be familiar with it. This is not like XR saying that's not my Thor. That's not my Thor. Like I said, that's not my Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But you need this. This is to get you, the fan, out your comfort zone. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna go back. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's permanent in comics. We know this. If you're a comic book fan, you know nothing is permanent in comics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
XR, you need to wait for the reboot of this whole franchise.
Yep.
I feel like that's going to be where you can get everything that you're looking for because they'll have tried this way already.
Right.
And they'll already have done that. The ground will be treaded already.
He said
People
you
won't
can
go see it twice.
Right. He said you can make a good story and show the character strength and powers like the Sam Raimi trilogy. Yeah, but
People
I mean,
say that trilogy is flawed, bro. I don't think it's flawed, but a lot of comic fans say the trilogy is flawed. It's
the
got
first
big flaws.
it does. But I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
this: the first of anything is always gonna be the
it's
best.
supposed to be, but right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's supposed to be.
That's just how it is, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. But it's gonna be looked at as the best because
Because it was the first.
it's the first. It's the litmus test. You know what I'm saying? Up to the standard has to be this. So
Right. And now
the Sam
everything else
Raimi
is compared to
came up,
this.
right? It's compared to this, no matter what. Especially if it was successful.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Michael Keaton's Batman, that Tim Burton's verse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, it ain't better than Michael Keaton. Go back and watch Batman. Go back and watch Batman Returns. Not saying that they don't hold up, but I guarantee you, some people could come out and say the Dark Knight trilogy is better, or some people could say, man, Ben Affleck's Batman is better. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's opinion.
It not only is an opinion, but updated versions. You know what I'm saying?
It's very true.
When you update something, it's supposed to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think it's neck and neck with the original. And the only reason why I don't put the original Spider-Man down, because kind of like Kobe said, it's flawed, is because it was the first. That's the first time I saw Spider-Man on the big screen. I do remember the old 70s show, but that just didn't work for me. I saw the strings of him, you know what I'm saying, and how they did the camera angles of him climbing on the buildings and stuff. That was just goofy to me. So to see Sam Raimi's and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man swinging through the buildings, that's the holy grail of Spider-Man to me. I get it. But when I saw Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I looked at every flaw that Sam Raimi's had, and I said, oh, they filled in these holes right here. They plugged the holes. You know what I'm saying? So and even with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it's been a whole, I think it's been what was the 2000, when did the Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out?
I think it came out in 09 maybe, or 2012.
Yeah.
No, or 12.
12. It was 12. So 2012, and then we get this 2018 was the first Spider-Man. 18. Right?
Oh, 18. Yeah, 17 or 18, one of them.
Yeah. So you had some time in between that to fix Spider-Man and to make it fit. Because remember, this is MCU Spider-Man. That's another thing too. This isn't Sony's Spider-Man. It's in collaboration with Sony, but this isn't Sony's Spider-Man. I guarantee you, if it would have just been Sony Spider-Man, you might have gotten the Spider-Man that you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Let's keep going so we can wrap it up because we've been on about a good hour.
Yeah.
Comments out. It says, like during DC Rebirth, the company had to do a press release saying that the change is permanent, but nobody believes them because they reboot so much. I mean, they said Superman's death was permanent. That's what I'm saying. Like, comic books change all the time. DC, like you said, DC Rebirth. Don't forget 52. DC,
new 52, right?
52. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. The change being that Superman is a dad now, right? Superman is a dad. Kudos,
right?
To him. XR says the only thing Thor does in MCU is throw weak lightning and hit people with the hammer. He doesn't have super speed. His strength is weak, but he doesn't really use that in the comics neither. Like, if you go back and read the old Thor books, Thor used to have a power belt, right, which enhanced his strength. You don't see him using that. He used to use his goats to travel around. You don't see him using that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that, depending on the writer. Thor is one of those beings that's OP, but they give him powers and then they take some powers away. But he does, but he always has his base power. We know, just like Superman, super strength, the hammer, lightning, stuff like that. But you don't see him
Right.
teleporting no more. Thor is one of those beings who can travel in between universes.
Right.
You don't see that in the comics no
Nope.
more. You know what I'm saying? Like he could teleport to Earth, whatever, if he wanted to, because that's what he is about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think he's a Nexus being, if I remember correctly, but you don't see that in the comics.
Mm-mm.
He just now started now that he has the Odin force in him, he just now started using the crows that Odin used, you know what I'm saying, to see into different places and to be his, you know, his eyes and his ears. But
Right.
yeah, that's Storm. No, you know what? Let's go back. Magneto can turn invisible. How many times you see him use that power? You know what I'm saying?
Not in any of these films.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things. Storm. Reason why everybody always argued whether she was an Omega level mutant is because of her power set. Her
Right.
power set is so destructive and so enormous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they
She could
nerfed
cover
her.
the entire world in Storm.
Yes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it all depends on the writers. Just last year, Wolverine had claws that was flaming hot. Where they at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also, his
Right.
story changed from the reason why his healing factor was so good is because every time he dies, he has to fight death to come back. But that storyline came and went. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
all about the writers, man. I mean, Norse mythology is weirder than most people think. I remember a story about Thor wearing a dress to save Loki from a bunch of giants, and Thor almost gets married off to a giant. Yeah, if like,
Right.
I ain't even gonna, Caleb. We
You
here,
own
bro.
it, man. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Since Disney wants to humanize everything, comic book movies supposed to be escapism. It is escapism.
Right.
It's still show me Captain America in the real world. Show me Iron Man. Show me the Hulk. Show me Thor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Show me Thanos. Show me multiple dimensions, multiverse.
And
Doctor
I'll show you
Strange.
somebody who the society will label as crazy.
Right. Exactly. So it's escape. It's 100%.
It's not real. Yeah.
100%. The Shatari aliens ain't came down here yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have Ebony Maw running around. It's escapism, man. It's escapism. For some, when you humanize characters, that is escapism because those people reading a comic or watching a movie might never get the pleasure of being humanized, whether by society or Caleb is on one, man.
Own it right now.
You know what? XR and Caleb, they like the polar opposites.
Right. No doubt. Completely other side of the spectrum.
I love y'all, man. I love
y'all.
Marvel has a lot of overpowered characters like Scarlet Witch, Jean Grey, Franklin Richards, Blue Marvel, Century, etc. Don't say that DC are the only over. No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's not what he's saying at all.
They're main characters. You just named characters that's not main.
That's not main.
They're not main characters. When I speak
everybody you said is tier 2.
Right. You Scarlet Witch, Jean Grey, Franklin Richards, Blue Marvel, Century, etc. Those characters are defined by something else.
Exactly.
Scarlet Witch is defined by the Avengers or her relationship with Vision. You know what I'm saying? Jean Grey the same way. You know what I'm saying?
She's defined by the Phoenix. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or the X-Men. She doesn't stand as an individual, right?
The main characters over there who carry their own titles. Wonder Woman carries her own title. Superman, Batman, Aquaman, The Flash. You see what I'm saying?
No accentuation.
Right. They don't have to be the Justice League. Yeah, they're the Justice League, but they don't have to be. Right. All those characters you named, they are a part of a team for a reason because Scarlet Witch, maybe she could stand on her own now, but she doesn't have her own book right now. Jean Grey, she gets a couple of, you know what I'm saying, mini series and stuff like that, but not a long-term running book.
Nope.
Franklin Richards, Marvel Century, Blue Marvel Century, etc. These kids, no, they're not that pantheon. Like I said, they're not main characters at all. I would love for Blue Marvel to be a main character, but he's too OP.
Right.
He's too OP. That's why they use him sparingly. Even Photon, she's too OP. They use her sparingly. You know what I'm saying? So, nah. But I hear you. Yeah, Marvel has a lot I mean, Galactus, Thanos, Eternity, the Living
Right.
Tribunal. I mean, I can name them. You know what I'm saying? We can name them, but nah. Where did I leave off at? Every superhero is overpowered compared to regular humans, correct. I don't think an overpowered character is inherently bad. It just depends on the story, right? The writing. It's all
Right.
about how I can relate this character to you, or what's the plot.
You got to have a story.
Right.
If you just have somebody who can kick everybody's ass, what is the point?
What's the point?
What is his strife? He doesn't have one.
Right. Think of Superman. Think they gave Superman the weakest weakness, kryptonite. Want to know why? Because they needed some way to
exploit him.
Right, to exploit him. You know what I'm saying? Kryptonite. Come on, man. A rock. Not just any rock, a rock from his home planet that somehow got radiation and stuff like
right.
Come on, man.
And
like
Lex Luthor uses that shit every chance he gets to whip Superman's ass every time.
But that's weak. Like, to me, that's weak writing. That's hella weak writing.
Right.
Because my favorite superhero trilogy is the Wolverine trilogy, X-Men Origins Wolverine, the Wolverine and Logan, because it shows Wolverine going through constant change. I agree with you. If Origins was better,
right.
I think Origins had the potential to be better. I like Lee Shriver as Sabretooth. Sabretooth is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. I just, you know what I'm saying? I already like Wolverine, but when I met Victor Creed and I met Sabretooth, because I met Sabretooth in a Wolverine comic, I didn't meet him in Iron Fist. Like, that's where he first started off as an Iron Fist villain. And watching I want to say the polar opposite of Wolverine, but he's not. He's like Wolverine 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he goes through the same...
Wolverine had taken if Wolverine had more primal, you know what I'm saying? More primal look, more primal, like more, right.
Wolverine goes through, but he just gets the bad.
More beastly, right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Sabretooth, because to me, he's the more, even though, like you say, he's more beastly and stuff, he's the more humanized version, because I think as a human being who would have that much power, the temptation to do what Sabretooth does, I think more human beings would probably lead more towards that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look. No, Wolverine is, this cowboy samurai, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, you the cowboy samurai, I get it. But look at Sabretooth though. Look at what he does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To me, I identify with
that.
Right.
I agree.
That's the tragic. That's the tragic.
That word has kicked your ass today.
It's tragic. It's tragic.
Very, very.
I'm gonna go practice that, man.
You're good. You're good.
Bro, if Combo fans don't speak out soon, nobody will remember how those characters were, because everyone would think that the MCU is canon lore and the only source. And now I agree with him on that.
I agree, but that's the thing. Comics are, I mean,
how many years old?
But that's the thing, though. I mean, there's a market for, old school comics.
Right. No,
there's a market for that. There's a fan base.
Right.
It's not just, us, and that's the thing. To speak out on it, yeah. I mean, I feel like the fan outcry is one thing, but like I said, we come back to Marvel and how they do things.
Right.
Do I really feel like, like if, like you say all the time, I don't feel like the actual comic book fans' opinion matters to them.
No.
Because you're going to watch the movie no matter what they put on the screen.
Yep. No matter what. I just see that as 100% fact.
And that's, like I said, and that's just how much they know they have this, they have the right formula. They don't care about, like, it seems like they don't care to piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't care to piss you off. If you're triggered, who are you? What are you really going to do about it as one person?
And I'm gonna tell you this: not only are you triggered, in order for you to become triggered, you had to buy the book.
Right. You already got your money.
Right.
You should be triggered about that. Yeah.
In order for you to be triggered, you had to read the book, buy it. You know what I'm saying? Something like
See
that.
the movie. You're right.
I got you. In the end, I won.
Exactly.
Caleb says,
I
canon.
got your ends. Yeah.
Right. I got you. He says, canon isn't the end all be all. Everyone's canon is different. Head canon and the creator's canon will never line up. Heck, sometimes creator's canon doesn't even line up with itself. Yeah. It's a lot. Especially if because I put it to you like this. Chris Claremont wrote on X-Men for a long time. He actually came back and started writing on X-Men again in the 90s, if I remember correctly, or early 2000s. I think he wrote a couple books and totally changed up a couple of people's stories from when he was writing. You know what I'm saying? Just when you got multiple, right, you got to think this isn't just Jack Kirby and Stan Lee drawing and writing these books. It's a plethora of artists. It's a plethora of, I'm gonna just say creators. It's a plethora of creators out here working on multiple books. You know what I'm saying? You might get people do a run like Ta-Nehisi Coates did his run on Black Panther, but now they got a whole new writer coming in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he might keep some stuff that Ta-Nehisi Coates had.
But his perspective is different.
Right, but he wants to cement himself in the Black Panther lore also. So like if I'm writing Wolverine, I might go back and revisit some things from you know what I'm saying, some earlier writers and stuff like that. But I want to cement myself as being a dope Wolverine writer as well. So I'm gonna play with the character. You know what I'm saying? I might not necessarily change his base. We want to keep the base of who Logan is, but I'm gonna play with Logan. You know what I'm saying?
You might unlock a whole side of his personality that people really gel with.
Right. So I agree with
and
you.
And writers put themselves into what they write. So if you're upset about, you know what I'm saying, I mean, how these things are being written, the writers are writing them. They're putting themselves into these characters.
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, they're writing for, what they think people are,
and
what they think people want.
If you don't like the product, you know what I'm saying, don't support it.
Right.
That's one way you want to.
That's the biggest way for you to make an influence.
Make influence. Don't support it. Finish up. Also, the original comics will always be there. You can always go back and view previous versions and incarnations. You can always watch earlier, more accurate. Yep, you can.
Right. That's why those comics are worth so much money.
Yep.
It's because that's what comic book fans like.
Also, the most popular book in all of history, the Bible, has the we talked about that. Has the most overpowered main character ever, and has been rewritten a lot too. Yeah, man. Yeah, we talked about, what was that, last week? We talked about
Yeah, I think that was last week.
Yeah. So are you saying Batman is overpowered? Actually, yes. He's overpowered to the people that he comes in contact with. Remember, he's a street level guy, and he fights crime, not just hoodlums. His whole thing is getting rid of crime. Now you got this guy who's a billionaire.
That's his overpowered right there. He's already overpowered to anybody he comes in contact with.
Like that, if he wanted to. But Batman is crazy. He wants to go out and beat up poor people, criminals. You know what I'm saying?
That's his complex.
Right. That's it. It was an article I was reading on Batman. It wasn't to bash him, but it just made me look at Batman in a different light. You got this
Batman is the right. You're in a nail. Go ahead.
You got this billionaire who goes out fighting crime, and he can get rid of crime because most crime is because of opportunity and not having money. If he gave his fortune away to the Narrows or wherever he does the crime fighting at, guess what? All the criminals go away. You know what I'm saying? All the lower tier criminals that you beat up when you do your nightly patrols and stuff like that, they go away. He could donate to the police force. You know what I'm saying? To the school systems, to anything. He's got the money, he's got the power and the influence, but yet and still he wants to run around in his suit with his gadgets and beat up poor people.
Right.
You tell me, is he overpowered? Because he's overpowered to that poor person that he's beating up, that common criminal.
Right.
And not only that, he's his genius level intellect. Yeah, he's overpowered. He's overpowered. He OP.
Right.
No, he's not galactic threat. No, he's not Superman. Could be.
Could be.
Right. But like everybody says, with preparation, right?
Right.
Isn't that the running joke?
That's how Batman beats anybody.
Yeah,
is give Batman an hour to prepare.
Yeah.
Give him time to make an order. Throw that pocketbook around.
Yep.
So you can't tell me that Batman's not overpowered. You know what I'm saying? What average person runs around in a Batmobile that's faster than anything? This man evades the police anytime he goes out. You tell him he's not overpowered. He's overpowered to anybody that comes in contact with him, other than above him.
Don't and don't forget flying around in the Batwing through federally controlled airspace.
How illegal is that? You're supposed to be shot down.
Shot down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, yep. He says, yeah, he kind of is the dude has contingencies on contingencies. The dude is peak human fitness and said, yep, that's exactly what we're saying.
And that's the thing. He has nothing but time to do that.
It was an article I read that Batman taught himself how to take micro naps so he doesn't have to sleep. Micro naps. Yeah, that to me, that's OP. Teach me some micro naps. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn that skill. Micro naps. That's crazy.
Right.
XR says Disney, Hollywood, and WB wants to destroy the culture. No. They don't want. That's how they make their money. Why would I destroy something that's giving me money?
Right.
They only. I'm gonna tell you, movie theaters react to the culture. They don't drive it. They react to the culture. All entertainment does, except for the only. Music doesn't react to the culture. Music drives culture. But TV, movies, things on a visual medium, they react to the culture. They don't drive the bus. Movies don't drive buses. Not for the culture. They don't. They only react to it. They only show you what the culture is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Caleb says culture is subjective, though Netflix needs to be smacked in the face for cuties. The logic behind that film was stupid. Let's make a movie about the exploitation of girls by exploiting girls. Yeah, I think that was, and I actually watched that series. Like you said, it was a film about exploitation of young girls, and it was supposed to shed light, but the way it was, the rollout was bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel like that was intentional.
You think
the movie was supposed to make a point, and the marketing is what killed that movie.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, the marketing is what killed that movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that of course that seems like that was intentionally done. Who does the marketing?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, if you're putting it that way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He says that's the only culture destroying thing that deserves backlash. Yeah. Disney and Hollywood are pushing too much SJW NPC lefty agenda into comics and movies. They're not pushing it. That's what the culture is allowing.
Yeah. That's the best way to phrase that. It's what's being allowed.
That's what the culture is allowing. If the book didn't sell, they wouldn't push it.
Right.
If the movie didn't work, they wouldn't push it. So I put it to you this way. This is when I saw, because I don't necessarily disagree with you, XR. I remember they were trying to, let me see if I could bring it up. They were going to do a New Warriors book. And I think they canceled it because it just went too hard on the SJW lefty agenda that you talk about, right? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was so trash. It was. I'm gonna show you these characters, man. Is it? Yeah, this is. That's not a good picture though. Come
And I kind of want to comment on the comment
Which
on
one?
Nexar's comment.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead while I'm looking this up.
So my thought process is, you say they push that agenda. Okay, like I said, and I'm not gonna say one way or another, but we watch movies for one to be entertained and for two to get information.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. That's the main reason why you get information is through movies, TV, commercials, that YouTube. That's how anybody really gets information nowadays.
Right.
It's through this form of media, video. So my thought process is, like I said, the people that are writing these movies, I don't necessarily think it's Disney pushing the agenda. Like I said, because Disney's not writing these movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that's writing these movies.
Right.
If you're getting an agenda, it's somebody's personal agenda. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that it's these companies. These companies, all they're doing is, okay, well, you're marketing to, let's just market to that. Let's make money off of it.
Right.
That's where that's where they're a corporation. That they market, that they're capitalizing on society. Like Blue says every time, if, like I said, if you're that mad at them about this, don't support them.
But what business doesn't capitalize on society?
That's what I'm saying. Every business you come in contact with daily has an agenda that they push.
Right.
It doesn't matter who it is.
The comic books that you like, XR, that I like, they capitalized off us. They capitalized off of our masculinity. They capitalized off of what we were taught in school, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They capitalized off of our imagination. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, once the tide changes, I need to. My boat still needs to stay afloat. I can have to capitalize off when the tide changes. You know what I'm saying? I still got to eat, no matter what. But this is.
You go ahead.
This is what I was talking about, New Warriors. So this book was supposed to come out, and these, those are the original New Warriors. But then they came out with this shit here, like Screen Time, a meme obsessed super team, right? You got Snowflake and Safe Space. I know you love this, XR. Psychic Twins. Just look at the name Snowflake and Safe Space.
Right.
I ain't even gonna get into it. Be Negative. As you can see, the costume, like this, it just looks just super emo. You know what I'm saying? He was exposed to Michael Morbius's blood as a child. I think they say he's gay. Trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? Like
she's thick. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
Colored girl. Right.
A regular kid scooped up into the world of teenage superhero. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension. What's she supposed to be, like Dora the Explorer or something? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I saw this, I said, ew, what are y'all doing? Like, this isn't, I'm not reading. Who's reading this? The thing now, what XR says about escapism, even in comics, right? Mm-hmm. Superheroes, they are supposed to push the limits of what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people get mad. Oh, women aren't shaped like that. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they superheroes. I want my superhero to be sexy. I want, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. If it's a dude, he should look like he fights crime. So he should his physique should be damn near perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. The only like, if you want to do a physical flaw, cool. But this here, like, I just wasn't into, and nobody, they canceled it because it got so much backlash. But that lets you know that even the culture that they're supposedly
pushing towards,
they looked at it like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because
right,
they knew this ain't, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I
right.
just wanted to show that. That's one example of the culture pushing back.
Right.
I'm gonna go through these comments real quick, and we're gonna attack them real quick. Caleb, I'm gonna start with Caleb. He says only a rich white dude could be Batman. He goes out and commits crime to stop crime, and the police are like, let's be friendly. Exactly.
That's an interesting perspective.
That's it.
Black Batman gets hit with a grenade.
Yeah.
That's an interesting perspective.
See what they did to Blue Marvel when they found out it was black?
Right.
They found out Blue Marvel was black. They're like, oh no, hold on, bro.
Right.
Oh, First they was, Blue Marvel, go. He's black. What? No.
Right.
Says, so Iron Man is not overpowered. Captain America isn't overpowered. Spider-Man isn't overpowered. No. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Right.
Iron Man might be overpowered now. The way they write him. And now
I don't think he's overpowered now.
Well, know why? Iron Man was an alcoholic. Iron Man had personal flaws that make him underpowered, that make him unreliable. Remember, when you're dealing with somebody who deals with tech, that they don't have like even Batman. If Batman turned into a drug addict, then he's trash, right? He's unreliable. He'd be more worried about his cocaine addiction or whatever he has. That's how you take, you know what I'm saying? That's
how you humanize that character.
Right. They wrote Iron Man as into having that kind of an addiction.
The human flaws.
Right. And now his flaw is perfection. You right? You know what I'm saying? His flaw is making the perfect suit. You know what I'm saying? That is a flaw, which makes him underpowered because now Tony might spend too many days in the lab when we need him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
His brain might, because now he has this. He's got blinders. You know what I'm saying? He can't see the whole world because it's skewed. He only wants to make things perfect. Captain America, he's not overpowered because he's only peak human performance, which means any and everybody can do the things that he does. You know what I'm saying?
A couple gunshots would stop him.
Right. Yeah, he's durable. I put it, you know what I'm saying? He's only as durable as the most durable human being that's been, you know what I'm saying? So no, he's not overpowered. The thing, what makes Captain America overpowered is his willpower, and just
the fact that he doesn't have those flaws.
He doesn't have those flaws.
He's not really human. He's more like a machine.
He's you know, that's exactly, he's Terminator.
Right.
He's Terminator, but his AI is more human-like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like even Caleb says, no, they're not overpowered too. Most superheroes are, but no, they're overpowered too. Most superheroes. So Caleb thinks they are overpowered. I don't think they are overpowered myself. There are a few non-overpowered superheroes, like Booster Gold is one of them. Dude is just a normal dude with gadgets and a future AI to fight crime. He's not physically fit. He's not super smart. Yeah, Booster Gold is trash.
Right.
I'm just say that off rip. Booster Gold is trash. No matter how y'all try to defend Disney woke crap, those books are uncreative, uninspired garbage. That's why Demon Slayer has sold over 50 million copies worldwide. No, and we got into about manga, and the thing with manga is it's one continuous story, right? So you're saying Demon Slayer against Marvel or Iron Man books all time. I guarantee you Iron Man is probably sold more than Demon Slayer, but how long will Demon Slayer stay on top? That's the whole thing. Demon Slayer is new. It's a new phenomenon. You know what I'm saying?
It'll run its course.
Right. It'll run its course. Manga doesn't and that's the thing. Manga does not reboot. You see what I'm saying? They don't get new writers. They don't, you know what I'm saying? That one writer writes that book and it's more, I'm putting it to you like this. The reason why manga wins is because it's easier to follow. Comics is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I could pick up, it's like 5 Batman solo books right now. You know what I'm saying? And they all have Batman doing different things. Nothing is congruent in just that same one storyline, unless they do like some kind of a story arc or whatever like that. Then they try to connect all those books. But if you pick up like what it is, a detective comic, and then you pick up like Batman, and then you go pick up Shadow of the Bat or something like that, they all tell different stories. That's what's wrong with Marvel and DC comics in general. I would say if you're gonna do something, put Demon Slayer up against Spawn, put Demon Slayer up against the Savage Dragon, put Demon Slayer up with some of these independent comic creators to where it's just that one writer that's writing that book, you know what I'm saying? And he hasn't deviated for 10, 15 years. See and see, you know what I'm saying? You'll see Spawn was the hottest thing out in 1992, 93, 94, right?
Right.
Like Kobe said, it hit its peak, it plateaued for a while, and then it came down. Because
you gotta think about it. Think about what Spawn is. Think about it, how it was marketed to you back in the 90s. In the 90s, people were angry.
Yeah.
Very angry. Think about the music. Think about society in general. People were pissed off. So of course Spawn works. Of course Wolverine, that, you know what I'm saying, is aggressive and abrasive and strong, and of course that works. Then you want to see people get torn apart,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's your own inner rage. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If you don't think that Hollywood was picking on you then, like they're picking on you now, you're blind, my friend. Completely.
Right.
They made you angry by the movies and TV and comic books that you read. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that I'm trying to defend anybody when you, like I said, you're missing the point of everything. You're being marketed to every time you watch a movie. I don't care what movie it is. Any movie you pick up, or a comic book you pick up, book, music, like movies, video games, does not matter.
80s, 90s was aggressive because the culture was aggressive.
Right.
The culture was violent. You know what I'm saying? The culture, they wanted to see the and I made the you saw the action hero change from the 70s to the 80s. You know what I'm saying? To now, the action hero doesn't have to be this super strong, big buff veins poking out Arnold Schwarzenegger type dude. You know what I'm saying? You can get a regular guy to be an action hero now.
Right. You know look at even in sports.
Right. Yeah.
Look at the athletes from the 90s. And look at, you know what I'm saying? I hate to call out LeBron, but I ain't gonna do that. But you know what I'm saying? Look at somebody like that compared to somebody like, even like fighters.
Oh yeah.
Look at your fighters nowadays compared to fighters from the 90s.
Yeah.
Come on. Everybody was more aggressive. Boxing was huge in the 90s. What's boxing now? Floyd Mayweather running around the ring for 8 rounds, counter-punching the entire time.
Yep.
Come on, man. You can't tell me that, like I said, you haven't been marketed to your entire life.
Entire life, man. That's like I said, that is,
and being told what to thought and how to feel your entire life.
Whole life.
Right.
That's how they make money. Commercials. Like I said, you want to see what the culture looks like, watch a commercial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. They marketed to us in the 90s a different way. Now they market to it now a different way.
It just doesn't work on you now.
Right. Because you've gotten older. You're older.
Exactly.
You're older. You're seeing the flaws in the marketing. That's what you see. Right. But
you see the man behind the curtain.
Right. You see the man behind the curtain.
Right.
And now I hate to say it, XR, you sound like the old man saying, "Get out my yard." You know what I'm saying? Keep your ball out my yard or get off my grass, because you want things to stay the same. And we should never want things to stay the same. We should appreciate the past, but we should always want ingenuity. We should always want evolution. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We should always want stuff like that. And it'll be a renaissance period.
And that's the thing, though. You say it like we defend this to the point to where it's like, oh no, these are the best movies ever. No, that's not true, even in the slightest. Right. I have my quarrels with a lot of different things, but like I said, it's not me that these movies are being marketed for. It's not me that is taking my kids to see these movies. If you're pointing out these things, you know what I'm saying, then obviously you see it. I'm not the one that's taking my kids to see these.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I want to address this last one, then I'm gonna wrap it up because
right.
He says
We
Demon
could go all
Slayer.
night on this, right?
Says Demon Slayer just started and has outsold everyday comic book coming out. Marvel and DC. What a shame. Go woke, go broke. And yes, Demon Slayer is like us. Anything that's brand new has a buzz and is good. Yeah, it's gonna sell.
Hot.
It's
right.
hot. Like I said, Spawn came out, killed everything Marvel was doing at that time. Everything when Image released those, everybody was scared of Image. Image reigned. That matter of fact, Marvel almost went bankrupt during the 90s. Matter of fact, they did go bankrupt. Filed Chapter 11. You know what I'm saying? Image was doing the damn thing. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, manga is linear. It's one person controlling everything. One guy. He writes it, probably draws it. Who knows? Probably writes it and draws it. You know what I'm saying? One artist, one writer, and they do this for 10, 15, 20, 30. How long has One Piece been running? I don't know. Long time. But go woke, go broke. That's wrong. If that was the case, they wouldn't be pushing it. They wouldn't be marketing to that arena if it was go woke, go broke.
Right.
They just wouldn't be doing that. Think about it. If I'm out selling, let's say I sell apples, right? And I'm constantly pushing apples, constantly. But every time somebody walks up to my fruit stand, they buy an orange. And I say, okay, that's one person like an orange. But I ain't selling no apples. And then that next day, I say, you know what? Everybody keep buying these oranges. And I start pushing oranges. And everybody come and just buy oranges. That's the culture speaking. You see what I'm saying? I did my research was I wasn't making no money selling these apples, but I started making money selling these oranges. So let me push these oranges. Go woke, go broke. That makes no sense if everybody's making money. Marvel, every movie comes out is $1 billion movie. Damn near every movie. So how are you gonna say go woke, go broke? And then you got DC who didn't go woke with the Zack Snyder stuff, and they barely got over the hump of 500 million. That wasn't a woke movie. Zack Snyder stuff was not woke. So you tell me, what is the culture saying? You tell me who would I market to if I look at Zack Snyder and the stuff that he does, and I say, man, that shit is dope as hell, but it ain't selling. And then I look at Marvel and I say, yeah, that's some good shit too, but it's woke.
Right. That's the thing, man. All they're doing is marketing to what people are wanting. Right. They're giving people what they want. It might not, like I said, if it's not you, it's not, like I said, it's not us, it's what people want. You know what I'm saying? They're slipping that stuff in because that's what the people want. That's who they want to watch these movies.
Yep.
They want their money too. Along with yours.
Yeah, along with yours.
Right.
So
along with mine, along with everybody's. They want all of our money.
Last one, because he says manga don't preach the bullshit. It's plenty of woke manga stuff. It's manga. Think about it. Manga has slice of life. Manga has gay characters, boy love and stuff. Like manga does all that. The thing about manga is, they don't care because they got a whole country behind them, right?
Right.
They got a whole country behind them. So at the end of the day, if America doesn't jump in and buy it, they got Japan. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't care about America. They love American money. They love it, but they don't need it. They don't need it to sustain themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't need America. They don't need the UK. They don't need anybody outside of Japan. They don't. Think about it like all the independent artists of the 90s, all the independent rappers, especially rappers coming out of places like the Bay Area. Think of like Master P and stuff like that. They made a name for themselves in their area. They didn't necessarily need to go mainstream.
Right.
They was making enough money by themselves. The only reason why they went mainstream is because that company came to them and said, hey, man, we'll give you the bag if you rock with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of them deals was distribution deals. Master P had a distribution deal, meaning he got 95% of the profits.
Right. And they put the CDs, music on CDs, and sold them in stores.
That's it.
And they made their money off that.
That's it. But he was already big. He was already big in Louisiana. Yep. He was already big in his region. He didn't need Priority Records to stay afloat. That was just extra.
Right.
Japan doesn't need America to keep manga alive. This is just extra. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm telling you, go look at manga and how it's written. It's one guy, and compare it. You can't to me, because I'm gonna tell you this. I've had this argument at work with my homeboy. He's a big manga fan, big anime guy, big manga guy, and we had that conversation. And I'm trying to defend comics because I'm an American comic book guy. I'm trying to defend comics, and it dawned on me that American comics are too convoluted. So you can't even really get a justified scale of how many comics are being sold, because it's not one Batman book, it's 5. It's not one X-Men book, it's 10. You see what I'm saying? So how do you justify that going up against what you said, Demon Slayer, where it's one book? One book. So if take that 50 million people and see how many of those like Batman, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I love Batman." Yeah, but which Batman book do you like? Or which X-Men book do you like? You see what I'm saying? It once you start tearing down the numbers, going down that pyramid like that, you see that it's easy to outsell an American comic because there's so many of them. And remember, manga publishes every 2 weeks, I think, or every week. Marvel publishes every month. It's a monthly periodical, monthly. And when they used to do bi-monthlies, they used to be mad about that shit. Manga, I would not want to be a manga artist or writer because I have to write this story every week. I have to draw every week. I don't get no look at it's a Reddit post that talks about the life of a manga artist and writer. They like slaves, man. They like slaves the way they write and the way they have to draw. No rest. That's why most of them are sick or sickly. You just had the one guy just died a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's because they work them to the bone. Plus, also, Demon Slayer doesn't have it. It's not like it's a Demon Slayer book. It's in Shonen Jump.
Shonen Jump. So how many people read Shonen Jump every month?
Right.
Or every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks. That's the thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Average circulation of 1.6 million copies per week. That's a lot, man. It's the best-selling manga right now in Japan. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. That's my shit. So you got Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Tokyo Revengers, Chainsaw Man. I like Chainsaw Man. But they're all in this book. They're all in
Shonen Jump.
Until they come out with the light novel or something like that. So yeah. But yeah, let's wrap it up, man. I love talking like this, XR. I'm glad you bring that layer to our conversations, because I
just think there's a little bit of a misconception about how you feel that we feel about this, right?
Because trust me, we're not defending Disney. I'm not defending Disney whatsoever. It's not a defense. It's just I understand the nature of the business.
I know why they do it.
Right.
I know why they do it. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, is why they do it. Not that they do it, but why they do it.
And appreciate that you're getting something at, you know what I'm saying? Because you could be getting nothing.
Right.
Or you could go every five years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get a comic book movie, you know what I'm saying? Just or just be total garbage, total. What was that movie that it's just a lot of trash out there before the MCU got popping. That's all I'm gonna say when it comes to comic book movies. A lot of trash, a lot of half-assed. If you're talking about people deviating from source material and not giving a shit about the character, that's what a lot of those early comic book movies, Nick Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think is what it was called, with that Fox movie that came out
with David Hasselhoff.
Come on,
yeah.
Imagine having that right now, XR.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine Hasselhoff being your Nick Fury.
Your Nick Fury. Matter of fact, that's the whole thing too. A lot of the comic book movies went straight to TV because they had no faith in them.
Right.
No faith. They didn't care. Here go a little small budget. We know the geeks will watch it. You know what I'm saying? Back then, that's what they called it. The geeks and the nerds will watch it.
Nerds will watch it.
That's it. It wasn't made for mass audience consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Geeks and nerds. That's it. That is it. And that's what I'm gonna leave it on, man. Geeks and nerds. Geeks and nerds. But yeah, I appreciate everybody joining in. As always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want to support, you know how to do it. Go to my Cash App, $Bluminati. That's BLUMINATI. Or you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse and you can donate there. Kobe, you got anything else you want to put out?
I'm good, man. We'll see y'all Monday.
Yep, see y'all Monday, man. We'll be right back here. Remember, the time now is 9 o'clock. We're doing 9 o'clock. It seems to be working. XR, appreciate you. Caleb, I appreciate you. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I want to get the chat. I want as many people as possible in the chat keeping these conversations going, because not only do me and Kobe got good info and good dialogue to talk about, but y'all have some good dialogue too. So if you got friends that you talk to about this, tell them to come join in, man.
Bring them on. Let's get their perspective, right?
Tell them to join in. Matter of fact, XR, if you got some people, if you have like-minded individuals who think like you,
this is the space, bro.
This is it. Bring them in. Let them come and debate. You know what I'm saying, and argue their point. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Right.
I love stuff like that. I love
me too.
Make me, you know what I'm saying? Not make
me better.
No, make me see another, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another perspective. I respect everybody's opinion because all we do is give our opinions.
Exactly.
I'm not an insider. I don't know Kevin Feige. I don't know Chris Evans or Ben Affleck or any of those. You know what I'm saying? All we do is speculate and give our opinion. So your opinion is safe here at Blues.
Right.
So that's it, man. Kobe, I appreciate it, man.
No problem. See you Monday.
See you Monday. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Take it easy. Be safe.